All right, everybody, we're back again here in the, throne room of the now freed Saryu, and now we're gonna leave because, our great reward is a key so that we can go fight some more people. Because what else are we doing here? So now we have the key. Vaughn's almost dead, so we should probably go rest. But we have the key to the west gate, and so now we can go to Dohati's castle, which is where the next mist generator is. That's the kind of music that should be playing in town. Oh, wrong way. And I got stuck. Yep. Look at that. Free of charge. Who said there's not perks to, being a big hero? Oh, dream. It's gonna be a dream. It's a dream. It's a Noah dream. Always a Noah dream. Except that one time, everybody dreamed because it was Harai. Oh, this time it's her father that had to reach out to her. Oh, there's her mom. Our dad's light is a little bit like redder, I think. It's so slight, but it is noticeable. They really do put a lot on her. I mean, like, hey, Noah, help us atone for our mistakes. They do put a lot on her, but she doesn't even know her mother, but she knows it's her mother. It seems, at least. And there you go. Dream over. We know we need to go to Concram. But of course, we need to see if we can get some new weapons and armor. Survival axe, oh man. Alright, so the Tempest rope is out of our reach a little bit, so we can look at a few things. But we didn't have anything, so I think we're just gonna have to bite the bullet. We can always come back and use some of our hard-earned money to buy some new armor. Well, the Tempest rope for Noah and the Survival Axe for Gala. It's the only weapons we're missing at this point in the game. But man, things just get so expensive. I mean, that's all these RPGs. It's just, they slowly get expensive. I feel like this one, though, really makes you think, like, how, like, you gotta really either grind to get that money so you can keep your guys well equipped, or beat up high Goombos because they decided to take your stuff. Unacceptable, dude. We're gonna take him down. Besides, look at that mace. It's Gala's mace. We don't want to give that up just yet, right? Yep. We want it back. Why? Is it an important item? No. Healing flower? Yeah, we could use that. But it's the principle of the thing. And, more importantly, we are cheap. And I don't want to buy more healing items. I'm really not this cheap in real life, but stealing my stuff, man, come on. I mean, this is what you get. So, I will give this away right now. Gala's, like, miracle art, which is, like, his big art. I need nine slots to use it, or the attack point things. I need 9 of those and 99 AP to use. It's called Byron's Rage, and I feel like that guy just got a little taste of what that'll be like, just a little bit. It's gonna be a while before we can use that attack, though. Oh, that ogre looks mad. An incense, that's worth a lot of money. You get that back right now. Just gonna keep powering up. That's how this game goes. As I've said a few times, like, spirit up, kick some butt. Obviously the guy who stole from us. And, you know, rinse and repeat. But you gotta fight stronger and stronger enemies with different attacks, statuses. It's, you know, the game slowly changes to try to take you down. This game is not trying to help you win. It wants you to fail. Because otherwise it wouldn't be much of a challenge. Man, I feel like Vaughn is so weak. I feel like at this point, if we get a lot of power wars, we really just need to give it to him. Because just with sheer number of attacks, Noah is able to really dish out the damage. And Gala is still the strongest. But, hey, there you go. And look at Terra. Terra is huge with those little claws now. There are other videos out there of what happens when your Ra-Seru grows. And when it grows, its attack looks different and it changes. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Vaughn definitely needs some more attack, but their attacks do different. Like sometimes certain levels they get multiple attacks in one attack. So when you hit Ra-Seru, it's not just one, it can be like 2, maybe 3. I think it's only 2, and I don't think they're full power hits, but it's still just like adding on to the combo. It's like every fight with these guys. They just gotta steal something. Knock them down, Noah. But even some weapons are like that. But the Ra-Seru are the ones that really are noticeable. You see them change a lot. The game is still fun, even after, what, 20 years? I think it was 97 or 98. That's the thing, like, these companies couldn't invest in graphics because the engines just weren't powerful enough to handle it. But what they lacked in graphics, they made up with really good stories. And now I feel like everybody's so driven on graphics and realism and stuff like that in games that I feel like a lot of stories, not all, don't get me wrong, not all, have suffered a lot. And I know I've said this before, and I'm going to keep saying it because it's true. You know, I do want to play some newer games once I beat the games I'm currently on. Just to give some newer games a whirl. You know, if you can think of one that you're like, oh, I would love to see what this game looks like, let me know. Got a few games planned. Oh, that looked... Come on, guys. Kick his butt. Get him, Gala. Yeah. 1,000 damage from Gala. I'll tell you, Ozma gets big. And Ozma looks pretty cool in his final level. Meta and Terra do too. But I won't say too much more. But here we are, finally, the second mist generator. We have to find our way to the top of this place. After we get this wonder elixir, of course. But now we're going to start seeing the Seru again. And there's a new one, and a level 2 swordie. Now, the Alluru is an interesting Seru. It's very interesting. Because it is a light attack. But the Alluru does not heal your party. It is a attack or potentially a kill, like an insta-kill attack. Which is really strange. It's one of the only, it is the only light Seru that does that. All the others heal. The Vera, the Orb, a couple of others we'll get to. See, look, this is what a light Seru should do. And that's why there are people that think the Alluru shouldn't be a light, but it should be a dark. Because you don't really have a ton of dark Seru compared to all the others. I think there's one less dark Seru than light, and they're like, wait a minute, why is that? Well, maybe the Allura was supposed to be dark. We don't know. Or at least I don't know. I'm sure the answer is out there somewhere. I just haven't looked for it. Maybe I will. Or, you know, if somebody wants to tell me what that is, that'd be cool too. Good job, Vaughn. Good job, Gala. And we got a power elixir. Doing good. We got a ways to go. We're only on the first floor, and it looks like we got 3 or 4 to go up. There are a lot of Seru in here. There's a lot of items in here, and we are going to fight them and get them all. Look at that, an orb level 2. Maybe we can get one for Noah finally. I will say the mist generators are a great place to find Seru. Like, oh, I forgot to get this one, or they just would never absorb it, and I was tired of sitting in that area. Well, that's why you go to the mist generator. That's where you can find them all. Or at least the ones in that area, and one new one. Like, it'll be a while before we see any of the old Seru. When she finally gets to 9 attacks, I might look up one of her other attacks. I can't remember what it's called, but it's powerful, and it follows perfectly after Tempest Break. I mean, it eats up AP, but oh boy, does it do some damage. But we'll get to that eventually. Not yet. Noah's still got a little bit of ways. And there's the way up. And there's an escalator down as well. They got all the technology on the mist henchman side. So eventually, you can get strong enough to where you don't need to AP. You can have 9 attacks without spiriting. But you gotta get your AP up. Although there are some other items we're gonna get later that are gonna help. I was at work earlier today, and we were in a hotel ballroom, and this little bird somehow flew in. Oh, look at this. Oof. That hurts. But this little bird flew in, and it couldn't figure out how to get back out. And, you know, in the ballroom, they had these chandeliers, and they had just little places a tiny bird could land on, and it kept flying around trying to get out. And we had some cables flying up in the air that it kept landing on, and I kept saying, "Oh, hey, good job, Gala. Yeah, we got him." But it kept landing on our cables that we had flown up in the air, and he kept yelling at the bird, "Get down! Get off my cables!" Like, it's not like a stable perch, but I guess they land on branches which aren't exactly stable, so whatever. Currently, I'm in Colorado Springs as I record this. I don't like to talk about what the event is, because I never know what they want people to know about, which is fine. It's their event. They can do what they want. But set up these, you know, big LED wall, like the kind you would go to a concert and see, but it was what we call ground stacked. It was just on top of a stage, you know, but instead of hanging in the air, it was just on the ground. And we actually were supposed to originally start at midnight. Like, me and a few other guys with some local stagehands were going to build this whole room starting at midnight, and we were supposed to be done by 9 o'clock. Looking back, we would never have been done at 9 o'clock, ever. Because they got told, "Hey, you can have the room early." And, like, oh, we thought we couldn't get in there till midnight. So they scrambled, found a few other people that were coming in the next morning, and they said, "Hey, you guys want to come in for a few hours and get things started?" And they did. They spent, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours just, you know, setting up what they could without building all of it. And it's how at 6:30 this morning we were able to say, "Hey, we can walk away for a little bit," because everything in the hotel was starting to open, so we could get breakfast. And go watch the sunrise for a few minutes. Look at this thing. Look at this. Look at this thing. How is this a lot. I mean, yeah, it's bright. It's very bright. So in that regard, I can understand, but still, it just doesn't seem like a light attack, especially if it were to actually get the insta-kill. And you would think, like, oh, got it. Good job, Noah. And you would think, like, staying up all night would make me more tired than I am. But a bunch of us flew in early, got our hotel rooms around 1, and then basically took like 4 or 5 hour naps. And then instead of midnight, we went in at 10. And we're definitely like, yeah, we probably wouldn't have been done. But we did it. We got it all done, it all worked out. And that's how it is sometimes in this line of work. Like, is it always overnight load-ins? No, it's actually not that common. I think I've done less than 10 or 15 in my 10 years. And don't get me wrong, when they happen, they're rough. Every time, they're rough. Just because it throws off my sleep schedule. I did one where they couldn't get the room a day earlier for some reason. Like, it was an arena, and so we had a morning crew that showed up at 8 a.m. and then the rest of us showed up at 6 p.m. and stayed until 8 a.m. And then they left a little after 6, but a couple of people stayed a little bit longer. 2 people stayed until like 3 in the morning when we finally said, guys, you really need to leave. But, oh, it was a rough night. But the next few days, you know, our schedule was so easy because we were just there as extras. Like, oh, hey, we need a few of you to come in and just basically sit until something goes wrong, or hey, we need to change this. You know, we're basically on standby, which sometimes means we're just going to sit there for a while. And sometimes those shows are a delight, because once the show's up, I just sit back and do nothing. But, you know, then sometimes you have the shows where it's like, hey, you don't even get 5 minutes to sit down because we've got to change this. I need you to help with the stage transitions. Hey, this issue is happening over here. Can you go fix it? And that's really why you have like what I do as an LED tech, which is also just general AV tech, where I can, you know, while they're all in show, they're doing their roles, I can step away from doing nothing, of course, and help fix any issues. It's a role you don't think is that important until something happens and you need that person there. And some shows, it doesn't seem like my position is worth it. Like, because I don't, like, once the show is up, I don't do anything until loadout. You know, show's over. Okay, I'm ready to tear it all down. Well, I mean, I like that because I'm just getting to hang out, of course. And I can understand why a client would look at someone like me and say, why are we paying this guy to be here? And I just tell them the times that I respond to that to a client saying that, I usually say, listen, if you see me running around, there are a lot of issues and, you know, things are breaking and you don't want that. You don't want that during your show. You want me to be sitting doing nothing, because that means everything's going smooth and I don't need to be fixing everything. Look, gola again. Most clients understand. I think there's only a few that are just, you know, the budget's already a little bit stretched, and they're like, why are we paying this guy? We need to save money somehow. And I understand that. It's fine. I'm not mad about it, but, you know, I know that while I'm not always doing something for the show, I am there for the show. You know, like, after the show happens, you know, people are the attendees of whatever it is we're doing are starting to leave. My people, but the operators of the equipment, like the camera operators, the director, lighting, audio people, they can't just walk away from their stations. The audio guys have to be there because a lot of times they're playing walkout music. Somebody might need to get a mic and make an announcement. You know, the lighting guys might be waiting for the room to clear out, and then they're gonna get rid of the show lights and just bring all the lights up to full so we can see what we're doing when we have to fix something or change something or whatever. You know, the camera ops can lock it down, but they want to, you know, they want to go use the bathroom because they've been stuck there for a while. Hey, life water's always good. Who do we give this to, though? Vaughn is the only one who doesn't have an HP increase item right now. That's why Noah's so far ahead, even though her base HP is low. But we will help him catch up, even though he's a level behind. Besides, it's good to have the healer have a lot of HP, which is really his main role right now, because he's faster than Gala, but he's not as strong. So I think Vaughn is the ideal healer, as I've said before. But anyway, like, our shows, I love what I do, and sometimes it's rough. Like, that overnight load-in actually wasn't that bad. I know it doesn't seem like it, but because I was up all night, but somehow, like, I had a ton of energy all night until about, I think it was like 5:30. That's when I finally hit the wall, and I was like, oh no, because we had gotten all the building done, and it was just the little things and programming things, and so I sat down, and I had been sitting on and off, but like kind of like on the edge of my seat, ready to get up and go do the next thing, and then I sat down and just really sat down, you know, and kind of like fell a little bit further into my chair than I had all night. And when I did that, that's when the wall hit me. I was like, oh no, now I'm tired. So that would be why. Because again, up until that point, I had pretty good energy. I was tired, of course, but I'm fine now. You know, I managed it. Like, we left around 9:30 this morning, and I got a little nap in so as not to throw off my sleep schedule too far. So I only got like 2 or 3 hours, but still, it helped. And I feel fine now. Tonight I definitely need to get a good night's sleep, but and that is one thing about this industry. Sometimes the shows are brutal and you don't get the sleep. Just because some shows start near there 6 or 7 in the morning, maybe hopefully 8 if you've got a good schedule. You know, I think 8 is a fantastic time to start with a 9 o'clock, with 9 o'clock doors or whatever, or 8:30 doors, and people start walking in. And 8 o'clock is, oh, we got the War Soul. I don't think this is the, no, this isn't the good one. There's another one that we'll get later. But this, I think the War Soul is pretty good right now. What does it do again? Oh, yes. That is a very useful item that no one needs. Yeah, we'll sacrifice some defense because her Tempest Break is going to go up in damage. It's not going to be like a huge bump, but it's going to be noticeable. So we'll see in just a minute. Some of the shows we do, when you start at like 8, sometimes they end at like 6 or 7, and that's not a bad day. You know, 10, 11 hours, not a bad day. You get a lunch break. Depending on the client, they might provide lunch and dinner, or you might get to walk away, go get something, whatever. Either way, we're fed, we're fine. And then you've got those conferences where you have to show up at 7 or so, maybe earlier, and you might not leave until... Yeah, good job, Noah. Or Tara, I guess. You might not leave until 11 or 12 at night. And that's a full day, because then you got to be back, and it's just enough time to get a little bit of rest, relax, and get not great sleep. Not enough, I don't think, but you get sleep. Because in general, when the show's going, it's not like you're doing things constantly. Like, maybe you're operating the equipment, but you're not running around constantly. You know, even like a stagehand, like somebody who's helping with transitions, putting chairs and tables and stuff on stage, or props, whatever, you know, miking people up, they're not constantly doing that for the most part. I mean, they're doing it, but it's, I think, not. You get to sit down. You don't have to be on your feet the whole time. Camera's a little bit different. Some people don't like it when camera ops sit. They think it makes them lose focus, and I can understand that point of view too, but then again, I can lose focus even if I'm standing and wide awake. So I try not to do camera much anymore. Only when I really, really have to. Okay, Noah was a good choice for the first one. Gala was not a good choice for that one. You could both use that move on Gala in one turn and you're not going to kill him. He's pretty strong. I'm glad I didn't have Vaughn Orb, because, man. Those Maguros are powerful. I forgot. Hopefully we can grab one for everybody, but we'll see. Yeah, I really need Noah to do it because she's going to get faster than Vaughn. And he might have done fine, but, you know, now that she has an orb, we might as well use it. Gee whiz, 1100 damage and it still didn't go down. Good job, Gala. Way to hold him off. Oops. But then again, I don't know that his attacks would do much, like his hyper arts, because his hyper arts are lightning and they are lightning, so it would, I feel like it would do less damage, right? Right. I wish we had one more. That might not have been the best idea. Oh. That's right. I forgot what I was doing for a second. Tough love. It didn't work because I kept hitting it. But we just learned a new art, which is Noah's ability to charm an enemy to where it will fight for you. I don't think it won't work on bosses, but a fight like this with two Viguros, hey, it could. Look at that. Now watch. There are no other enemies. What does it do? Nothing. Giving you a much needed reprieve. Because even against some regular enemies, you could use a little break. And it's still not going to attack yet. Now, though, because it's like, wait a minute, I've been charmed. Got him. Giving him that steely-eyed gaze. I love how much stuff is just everywhere. Like, these guys can't even be bothered to fill these rooms with stuff, except for red chests that they just left. They're like, should we keep all of our stuff in one treasure room? No. Spread it throughout. Put one item in rooms all over the place. Hey, look, these guys. So, if you didn't get a freed, this is the place to do it. Or a Mushra. Good thing Vaughn is spirited, because that could have hurt. Elemental weaknesses is something most people don't really think about in these kinds of games. Just because it doesn't seem like it plays a huge deal until it does. Because if some guys are just stealing from you or whatever, they're not using an elemental attack. Huh. Look at that, that worked out. That worked out really well, actually. Oh, I didn't absorb it. Hey, we didn't get damaged, and it... Oh, hey. Bullhorns. Boom. That is a 5 attack from Gala. I love that. New attacks are always welcome. because that just gets us closer and closer to learning all 15, which will help us learn some other things later. Alright, we're almost there. First we gotta go here. Magic fruits. That's the full restoration of MP right there. Ambushed again. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yep, that hurt. That hurt too. Guess we need to heal it up. We're close, guys. We're close. We're close to fighting Dohati. But you know, the Seru got to try to stop us every step of the way. But hey, on the plus side, with all these fights, all this money we've been raking in, we'll be able to definitely upgrade some armor and weapons. Everybody's level 20, except Vaughn, who's 19. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Sorry, I forgot what I was doing there. Yeah. Now it's time to get... No, I forgot Shay was gonna spirit. Do a wheelie. Boom. I know that even bullhorns does way less damage than the other combos I've been using, like Lightning Storm and Battering Ram, or Lightning Storm and Fire Blow and all them. But they just eat so much AP that I don't want to use it all the time, especially on boss enemies. Man, how much health do you have, Lou? Alright. Time to take this thing down. Oof. Definitely gotta make sure we heal up after this one. Got him. Good job, Vaughn. Man, just look at meta, though. Climbing up his arm like that. I do think, personally, meta is the coolest. Like, meta looks the coolest of the three. There we go. Don't have to use the orb twice because that's way more MP. And here it is. The tower. See a save point? Must save. Wouldn't that be a cool shirt? That caption and then save points from different games all over the place. Like, you know, the save points from here, the save points from all the Final Fantasies, Legend of Dragoon, all those kinds of save points. Yeah, I knew there were items back here. Power water, very useful. He has the lowest attack? Really? I guess I've used more power waters on Noah. I know his weapon brings him way higher up, but still. Yeah, he definitely needs a boost. Alright, what do we got on this side? Anything useful? Shield elixir, that might help. Sometimes it's worth having Yep, that was a good choice because Vonnie is going to heal the most. Alright, everybody, here we are. Second mist generator. Well, of course, this is Dohati's castle. We haven't even seen him. Here he is. There's that name again, Court. Oh. Gee whiz, he does love this Prince Court. Alright. Well, this is a good thing that the first thing we always do in battles is spirit. Because of what this guy does first. Dohati is a tough customer. Chaos Breath, yeah, is powerful, and it's way worse with, you know, no spirit. But you notice how now he's like super tiny? The only indication you have of when he's going to do Chaos Breath is when he hits a certain size. He might grow bigger if you keep attacking him. But just know, once he hits that size, he uses Chaos Breath next. Even still, he's, you know, with that predictability, he's still pretty tough, because, I mean, look at that. That's a powerful attack right there. Good thing we had Gala heal. Because you just never know. It is better to be prepared and, you know, have a character not gain much at all in health and everybody else be up to health rather than, you know, lose a character. $589. Come on, Gala. That's not much. It's because she's spirited. Yeah, see, Noah's low on health. Not low, but she's at a point where we probably really need to heal. Also, he's getting pretty big. Yeah. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's really bad, actually. Noah is my main damage dealer. Thankfully, this is going to get these guys back up to health. Hit her with a phoenix and maybe another orb. Not maybe. Definitely another orb, because Dohati's going to hit somebody, and it's going to hurt here in a second. And after this, we'll only have one Phoenix. Oh, good. Phew. That was the right person. That was the right person to attack Dohati. Thank you. I say knowing that I'm about to kick his butt, ruin him. I think we might need to do it again, though. Yep. Yep, no damage this turn, but that's okay. We just gotta stay prepared, stay on top of things, and we'll get out of this fight pretty good, I think. That she had Spirit on. Yeah, definitely Spirit of on. Ooh. Gee whiz, how much would she have done without that? Like, with all of those attacks, she probably would have hit 1,000 at least. Man, I need to switch back. Hey, there you go. I think he's gonna use Chaos Breath. If he doesn't, we've bought one more turn, but I think he's about to. Freaking called it. We are prepared for you this time, bucko. Hey, 300 damage? Yeah. Look at your little tiny Dohati. There we go, I'm switching back, I remembered. Are you serious? Seriously? $200 damage. That's nothing. I mean, every point counts because he's got thousands of points of health, but still. Whoa. Cause big damage to my buddy. I cause it right back. Look at that, 300 more damage. Just about. What should I do here? Yeah, this is probably best. Yeah. That'll at least help him survive one more round. Hopefully. There we go. Nearly 1,000 damage. 888. Wow. What are you having in that belly of yours, bucko? Lead? I know that might seem like overkill using a healing flower and an orb, but I mean, that attack was powerful. I think it's always a good idea to stay really high up on your health, especially in games like this where, you know, an enemy could just break the rhythm and just attack you and do nearly 1,000 damage. Hey, we'll take more orbs level increased. Look at that. If I hadn't healed, he would have been like a little bit lower on health. Is he gonna do it next turn? I think he is. I think next turn we're gonna get, or this turn we're gonna get Chaos Breath. That's my last healing. And the other two don't need health, but I gotta do it. In general, when Vaughn goes first, it's usually fairly reasonable to assume, for me at least, that Noah is the next turn, period. What do you guys say? You gotta keep up the health. Don't worry, in a couple of videos, I think we will be getting a new Seru. So you'll be able to see a new healing attack for a while. And then eventually we'll get the big one. Oh, yeah. Everybody's at full health. Not everybody was spirited, but that's okay. But Noah's got Venom. There you go, Gala. Obviously, we gotta use Orb again. And we really need to get some damage in there, because I think this Wonder Elixir will do wonders for Noah. It's gonna boost all of her stats, which will not only increase her defense, but also her attack. And with an increased attack, oh yeah, we're gonna start dishing out the damage. If he doesn't block every single one of her attacks, couldn't even let me have the last one, huh? There we go. That will help Noah out a great deal. Alright, let's hope this goes well. Yeah, we're just using the Varus to kind of conserve a little bit of MP because we are starting to get low. Look at that, Numb, Rot, and Venom. I think level 9 is when we also get Curse Cure. Which, admittedly, I don't know that a lot of bosses use it. Look at that. Look at that, 1100 damage. Oh, hopefully he survives that. We definitely need to heal up. Will you just fall down already? Toxic. And Venom. Chaos Breath is not fun. Yeah, we definitely need to hit that orb. That doesn't mean we should stop doing the damage. Come on, get all those attacks in. Oh, he fell over. Yes. Love it. Keep falling over. Except, you know, eventually stop falling over and just stay back. Yeah, Vaughn's a good attack target. Close, guys. We're close. Vaughn's losing it on MP. But we need to, you know... I think this is the good choice. Make sure Vaughn's still got some MP left for emergencies. And make sure that the healing happens quick. But also because Vaughn needs to dish out some damage too. There, that should help. Yeah. We're getting there. Yeah, you can attack Gala. Gala is just spirited. Please attack him. Well, he was about to. You know what I mean. Yeah, I think he's going to use it this time. Or not. He just needs to grow just a little bit more. I guess you got to watch where his head is in comparison to where your characters are. Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. Are you serious again? With this nonsense, Dohati. Still, 831, and all she got in was like Tempest Break, Lizard Tail, and I think she got the low attack in. This is gonna hurt. A lot. Gee whiz. Maybe I should have had a second healer, but I think we'll be okay. I think. We really don't have much left in this fight because he's really low. Like, he's falling over. We've hit him for a good amount of damage already since he started falling over. We're close, guys. Is it going to be this turn? No, it's not going to be Vaughn. I think we had Gala attack too. And I don't think it's going to be Gala. But it might be. He's not blocking. There it is. Good job, guys. We did it. Everyone's level increased. 9,000 XP. 8,000 G. And we just saved the Sebucus Islands from the mist. Well, we're about to. Because we're better than you. Huh. So it wasn't Songhai who destroyed it. Well, this guy has a really, like a thing for court or something. Well, we did it. Yep, let's get in there, everybody. Yep, there it is. There's the glow. And here it comes. The generator turning to stone. That's it. Sebucus Islands are free. The people of Octam can go home. Vidna is freed of the mist. What else? I mean, the Shadow Gate, but, we've already been there. Whoa, what's that? Looks like a Ra-Seru. Whoa. It exploded. Uh-oh. There you go. And the good thing is we don't have to run out. Because what would we fight? All the Seru are gone. Now we're back here to Saryu. That's right. Way to deflect. But he is also trying to help. Ooh, a flying train. Let's go to the Karisto Kingdom. I guess we're gonna go ride a flying train. But we're gonna go ahead and end it here once more in Saryu's quarters, or throne room. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.